A reading from Rays of the One Light, weekly commentaries on the Bible and the Bhagavad Gita by Swami Kriyananda. And this is week 12. We are children of the light. Truth is one and eternal. Realize oneness with it in your deathless self within. The following commentary is based on the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda. It is common for people to perceive themselves according to their present realities. A person in ill health says, I am ill. Few say, I am well. It is my body that is suffering. People in a low income bracket say, I am poor. Only the unusual person will say, though outwardly I live in poverty, inwardly I am wealthy. Thus, when it comes to moral and spiritual development, people commonly identify themselves with their weaknesses and their mistakes. They consider it almost a sign of humility to say, I am a sinner. Though in effect, what this means is that they identify themselves with their sinfulness, not with the soul's power to transcend all limitations in God. The great masters, including Jesus Christ, have always emphasized the divine potential of mankind. To encourage us, they address us as children of light, not of darkness. The Bible in the Gospel of St. John, chapter 3, makes the point that our true home is not the mud of this earth, but the light of heaven. Quote, no man hath ascended up to heaven, it tells us, but him that came down from heaven. This passage continues, even so, the Son of Man who is in heaven, emphasizing that Jesus, though he lived on earth, is perceived by the eye of wisdom as consciousness, even in human form, of his true reality in heavenly spheres. The way to know God is to live in godly consciousness and not to bewail our imperfection and our distance from God. Jesus said, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. And the Bhagavad Gita states, seekers of union with the Lord find him dwelling in their own hearts. But those who, lacking in wisdom, seek him with impure motives cannot perceive him, however much they struggle to do so. If you want to know God, Paramahansa Yogananda said, live in the thought that you have him already. Thus, through Holy Scripture, God has spoken to mankind. Oh, oh, oh.
You and Astra. Last time we'll be hearing from Anastra in these hallowed halls. Welcome, everyone. In case I don't know, I'm Dhuti, and with me is Swami Ines. We have Kyle on the sound. Thank you very much. And David and Shannon are at a big spiritual fair representing us. So anyway, it's wonderful to be home again. See all you bright, shining faces. Many of us were together last night, and we have amazing Kelly, her birthday weekend. And I just want to say, that this is a community, we're all emissaries of light here. And some of us are, like given their all. And Kelly is one of these people here within this community, amongst others, but it's her birthday, and I just want to honor her for everything that she does to bring this community together. All of the gatherings and all of the people she's supported, and her joy and love for adventure. And of course, you may suspect that I'll be talking a little bit about the pilgrimage that we just all returned from 3 weeks ago. And you know, I just so appreciate Kelly, and I have to tell one story that we landed first in Delhi just overnight, and then we flew to Puri, which is a seaside hermitage of Sri Yukteswar. And now, of course, it's built up very much, but we decided to get a nice hotel right on the beach so we could have a meditation there. And when I was there 14 years ago for the first time, there was nothing beach. And so my memory was, and last year when I went to Nanda Sizi, we stayed in a different hotel, which wasn't by the sea. And it was, you had to walk 10 minutes, but then you did get to somewhat private beach, which I now recognize the wisdom of that. Anyway, we're so out there, Kelly, we're all on the beach, and it's not as clean as it was, and there's camels and lots of things happening there which weren't there 14 years ago. And Kelly's leading us in yoga postures, and a very demented, I don't know another word to say, man came by and just started like yelling at us and cursing us. And I don't even remember everything he said because my shields were up, like shields up right away. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're being assaulted here. And Kelly just gracefully incorporated this into her dialogue that she's leading us through. And I don't even remember the words or how you did it. It was a magical moment. And we're all like, and then he went down the road and we did our beautiful ceremony. One of you might have talked about it, where we did the purification ceremony there. There were Priya, Kelly, me, and Kyle were, being channels for blessing. And then what I had done last year is I'd gone down to the sea and written my things instead of on the piece of paper that burn. And I thought, okay, well, I'll do it on the sea. So I suggested that, and we all went down there. I didn't actually see who did, but I was there writing a long time. I had like 5 different things. And when you go over in the land, you're writing down, okay, I want to, whatever, develop these qualities or get rid of these qualities. And so it took up things Chacha Beach. And then people, after they did that, many of us went in the water and purified ourselves that way. And so I watched I want to see my words disappear. And I was watching and I was waiting, and they weren't really, the shore, I had written them too far up, so the waves hadn't quite erased them. I thought, oh, heck with it, I'm going in. And then when I came back, where are they? They're all gone. So I think that's symbolic. We work on things, and it seems discouraging that, we are children of light. We are emissaries of light. We are all here to help be light bearers, bearing light into this planet, which desperately needs it right now. And sometimes, we don't feel so much like we're bearers of light. And this is one of the beautiful things about pilgrimage, is that you are, wherever you go, it could be, just a day in nature, but you're dedicating yourself to trying to tune to a higher consciousness, a higher vibration, and you're putting yourself in a situation where that becomes a lot easier. And because you're going to sacred places and you're with a group of people. Of course, we all know the power of being with together. It's, strength in numbers. No, it magnifies just the vibration and the magnetism of your group. And I think we all felt that. We're in this little bus and we're chanting. And other times, like for instance, I have so many memories, and I've been thinking about them a lot because I love this topic. We are children of the light. And basically, we just have to remember that and just offering ourselves up as channels. And I felt that when we were in India, because of the incredible, you know, spiritual power of that country, I mean, it's a mess too. I mean, it's an assault on the senses. Everybody got sick, you know, the noise, the smell, the poverty, the dirt, everything. It was, you know, but you feel like you're in this bubble because you've come there with an intention to tune in to a higher consciousness so that it can stick with you as you go back out in the world. And for this, I've been on many, many pilgrimages. And for some reason, this one, I felt like I've carried the blessings. You know, it's just easier to withstand this or that. But I mean, stopping in Anandasisi, which is one of my homes, and it was wonderful. Jumping in right there, was Master's Masamadi and Lahiri's Masamadi, and they needed help in the kitchen, and there was lots of music events, and it was just, you know, singing in the choir again. These things are really feed my soul, and so of course that helped to carry. But I arrived Thursday night from Italy. I had to stop there for my visa, and I had to take a drive up to New Hampshire to deal with the car thing so I could have a car. My brother generously loans me a car when I'm here. But, you know, I don't want this to be about my brother. It's more just about life in general when people don't see eye to eye and you have difference of opinions and beliefs. And I'm pretty unusual in my family just having chosen this, but also there's you know, there's just what's going on in the world right now. And I don't like to talk about it because it gets upsetting to both people, because whichever side you feel strongly drawn to or believe in, religious, whatever, political, everything, you know, everybody's never going to agree. So you have to learn how to have that not be an issue. And I did get a little ruffled in the car. I was stuck in the car for an hour and a half. If I'm on the phone with him, like, okay, sorry, I've got to go. I can't talk right now. Click. I was in the car. And I'm like, I found myself getting defensive and arguing. And I'm like, you know, like, wow, what a waste of time. It was very just a quick moment before. But interestingly enough, as we're driving through Boston, before that, he was driving and he was just an angry driver. Every pothole, every light, every person, every horn, he was complaining. And I was just like, wow, what a waste of energy. You know, I thought potholes happen, lights happen, long lights. There was one light that was very long. I mean, but you know, these things happen. And if you let yourself get ruffled every time that happens, I mean, I don't know how you can stay happy that way. So I was having these thoughts. I love my brother. As I said, he's very, very generous and kind. And then as I was, you know, I wasn't judging him. I was just feeling sorry for him. And then as I was driving back from Plastown, New Hampshire, through Boston again, same potholes, same lights, people were honking at me more because I actually drive the speed limit and, you know, on the highways and everything. And I didn't feel it ruffle me at all. It was like, oh, you know, and I just thought, so grateful for these teachings and for meditation, and good, because that's the key, having that strong depth or strong connection with a higher power that we open ourselves up to every time we meditate, or we go to spiritual places, or we have kirtan, or whatever it is that we do, that we're taking a hike in the woods, we're going swimming, we're in nature. All these things are what open us up and activate us and keep us attuned to that vibration of light. And back to the topic, it is all about being channels of light and emissaries of light. And now I will do my Whispers from Eternity reading, which I launched right into talking. But this is number 48. May the Niagara of my joys inundate all hearts. And I didn't choose this just because I'm going to Niagara Falls next week with the group with Asha, but I thought, oh, this is very appropriate. May the Niagara Falls of the joys from my heart gush unceasingly over those whom I meet. May its flooding power sweep away the heavy logs of others' difficulties. Let all wash their melancholia with the moonbeams of my bliss. I will be the tornado of laughter, marring the superstructures of sorrow, spread over miles and miles of mentalities. I will churn up and blow away all the troubles of hearts. In the lightning flashes of my mirth, I will swiftly bring to view the panorama of thy beauty, hidden beneath the nocturnal darkness of unseeing minds. Bless me that by a single shaft of my light, I may put to flight the gathering gloom of ages, nurtured in the dark corners of human minds. Through thy grace, a little light of sudden wisdom will dispel the accumulated error of a million years. So I just do want to speak a little bit longer because I wanted to tell the story of, we were doing a kirtan. Well, basically, wherever we could, I would pull out the guitar and Dave would pull out the harmonium. Kelly played a beautiful bhajan of Anandamoy Ma. It's actually not hers, but we always think of her at Anandamoy Ma's ashram in Varanasi, Benares, Kashi. All those words are the name of it. But you know, Bhajo Mano Ma, 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 Anandamoy Ma, Ma, Mother of Bliss, we sing to you. It's the sweetest chant. So we were visiting Lahiri Mahashaya's house, and it's just on a very narrow alley, maybe 2 motorcycles. Yeah, they have to, because they did come head to head many times. And you're basically, his house, his door is there. It's never opened except on Guru Purnima in July. A priest, a Brahmin, does go in every day, but this is the place where Lahiri Mahashaya would sit, and Babaji came, and Master's parents brought Master to him. And that's when Lahiri said, your son will be a spiritual engine and he will bring, many souls to God. And Sri Yukteswar was his disciple as well. So this is a very, very sacred place. And there's no place to sit or anything really. There's a wall that might have a few kind of like ledges. And then people go up one by one and just, stand in front of the door, put their head to it. Meanwhile, we're all chanting. And so, we're not taking up that much space, but this is Varanasi, the week towards the end of Kumbh Mela, which had 400 million people go to it throughout. That's almost half the population of India went to Kumbh Mela. This is a country that is steeped in spirituality and devotion for not just Kali and Durga and Shiva and everything. That's just representations of energy we're talking about. It's the light, the power of the light. And so people were streaming on this tiny little, it's a road, but no car could fit in it. And sometimes there'd be motorcycles filled because there's a whole silk and sari and tapestry section between his house and the Ganges, which is, I don't know, half a kilometer away or something, these narrow things. So anyway, the motorcycles would come up against each other. I mean, we're just chanting and life is just happening in front of us. And I love this, this quote. I've been thinking about it a lot of Masters. Life is for our entertainment and education, or education, entertainment, whatever. This was so entertaining. And that's how I also, just to backtrack to my experience with my brother, it's like, it's just all entertaining. It's all just, we're just here watching it. And if we get caught in there and, start to really overplay our part, we're trying to be as transparent as possible and not get caught in those moments. But so here we are, and we're just chanting blissfully, and people are, there's a picture of us. There's three or four ladies in beautiful colored saris. It sat down between me and somebody else, or Kyle. It's next to Kyle, and there was a man who kind of became conductor and was doing of traffic and like supporting us. He followed us around too. But I was laughing. I would look around us. I'd look down. And I'd see all of our devotees lined up, and I'd look this way, and I just was. I couldn't stop laughing as we were singing. So that was an amazing moment, because you see the power that we as a group had going to people. We weren't just going for pilgrimage. We were giving darshan unknowingly, just because we were being who we were, which was just chanting and loving here in Mahashaya or wherever we were. And it happened again on the Ganga, where we were waiting for our boat. And people were gathered around us. It's, big, huge ghats with hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people passing through, just packed. And the Nagaswamis are naked, and all these people who from Kumbh Mela stopped there because it's the holiest place for them. And here we were doing a kirtan, they're filming us. And I said, maybe we should stay. We might be able to make a living here. So anyway, those moments, try to grab them wherever they are, and remember that we are all light. We came from light. We'll go into the light, and it's really our job to be servants of that light, especially now. 6. We'll take up our offering now.
Please take what you would like to give, place it in your right hand, and repeat after me. Divine Mother, we offer to thee the fruit of our labors. Bless this offering, that it serve as a channel of thy light.
It serves a channel of thy light.
To truth-seeking souls everywhere.
To truth-seeking souls everywhere.
Peace.
So we're going to sing Life is a Dream. If you want to come up and sing with me up here, you're welcome to. It's under L in your hymnal. You want to come up, sing? Yeah. Life's a dream. Time like a stream. Carries our burdens away. Joys of great love, for above peace and glory, seek joy and begin. Often on earth, things of great worth, worthy afflictions divine. Sometimes a friend helps us ascend from life's cares to the sun. Love is a star that shining above. It can guide us and help us toward light to draw nigh. Love is a star that shining above. It can guide us and help us toward light to dawn.